Members present. So are you ready, Chris? All right, thank you. We will call to order this special called meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen for Wednesday, March 24th. Could I get a motion to adopt the agenda? There are no changes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. I thank you, Alderman, and for those that are watching, all Aldermen are present, either by phone or in person, and I thank y'all for making yourselves available at the last minute today. I am asking you all to reconsider the consulting agreement that we approved for the animal shelter at our last regular board meeting. We have learned a lot over the past 2 weeks, and I'm excited now about the opportunity to reinvent and to reinvigorate our shelter. We want to use this shelter wisely, and we understand more today about the different philosophies of shelter management and intake programs and fostering programs than we understood even a week ago. Our community has a great opportunity, and we want to be sure that we are setting the shelter up to not only succeed, but to be a model program. So I want to start by saying that Tim Crum, the consultant that we discussed at our last meeting, is an amazing resource and professional. He has been very gracious in standing down when the contract was approved to allow us to be certain that we were moving in the right direction, and I am very thankful for his wisdom and his guidance. We have talked to several references who have utilized Tim Crum, and we were assured from them that he provided very thorough assessments and detailed plans. I will say that at that last meeting, I felt pressure from the public to make a quick decision, and I knew that we were in a position where we needed to make some steps quickly. And after reflecting on that decision and still continuing to research, I reached out to a consultant who's widely recognized as the lead professional in community-based sheltering programs, Dr. Sarah Pisano. And we immediately ordered her book, actually, even before that. She wrote a book called The Best Practice Playbook for Animal Shelters. Dr. Antonell, Bart Robinson, Kara Giles, and I have spent the past 2 weeks calling other communities, researching different sheltering programs and models, and we visited the Tupelo shelter on Monday, and they were so gracious to show us around and talk to us about how the shelter started and what programs they have in place now. And it was a privilege to get to see their shelter. And the Tupelo Animal Shelter Director is coming over this week to look at our shelter and to continue to offer us insight. We'll be visiting with the Memphis Animal Services Center soon, and we're excited about a new relationship with Alexis Pugh, who has done an amazing job in Memphis and will be a great mentor to us as we move through this process. Animal Control has picked up one animal since the contract was ended with Mississippi Critters, and that animal was cared for by a city employee until it was picked up. OPD continues to provide animal control services inside the city limits until an animal control officer is hired. We are accepting applications right now for an animal control officer on our website and also for shelter attendants. So please submit your application if you're interested in either of those positions. We have a city employee who served previously as our animal control officer, and so we are relying on his experience in training others to perform this task, and we will have a new animal control officer in the near future, and when we do, we will utilize the training that's provided by NACA, which is the National Animal Care and Control Association. We are receiving calls from people who have found stray animals, and the shelter is not accepting surrenders. We know that this is unfortunate and inconvenient, and you know, we're sorry, but at this time, we cannot provide a sheltering program. We are working to form an alliance with groups who place animals in foster care in our community. So if you find a stray, you can call us and we will help to connect you to a foster opportunity for the time being. You know, in retrospect, it's my recommendation that we reconsider the previously approved contract with Tim Crum and Animal Control and Shelter Services, and I recommend instead that we hire Dr. Sarah Pisano, who will be a hand holder rather than merely a consultant. She will do research prior to the on-site assessment and the current building design, the state statutes and local laws as they relate to Animal Welfare and Veterinary Practice Act and Health Department requirements, and area stakeholders will be reviewed. And I think that's a critical part that we had not really considered when we looked at the first proposal. City and county leaders will be interviewed, as well as staff and potential volunteers for the shelter. And then she will make recommendations, and they'll be made regarding every aspect of shelter management and animal welfare. And Dr. Pisano will continue her relationship with us for 6 months following the initial assessment and plan. And during the course of that 6-month period, she'll provide coaching and guidance via Zoom meetings every 2 weeks with us, with the staff of the shelter, and the staff of the shelter and ourselves will have a consultant available via phone or email as needed. I believe, looking back, that fits our need better, to have someone who will walk alongside us for 6 months and not only handing us the plan, but helping us facilitate it and being there to answer questions and to consult as we go along. You will see that the total of the contract is $25,000. She did give us a $5,000 reduction, and the county we've reached out to the county this morning, and they continue to be willing to cost share for this consultant. So that really takes us through numbers 3 and 4 on our agenda. So you've got the proposal from Team Shelter and Dr. Sarah Pisano in front of you. If you all have questions, Janice and Bart and Kara and I all met with Dr. Pisano yesterday, and so any questions that the board has about how we're moving forward or about either of the consultants, anything you all want to discuss?
I don't have anything we need to discuss. I just appreciate y'all working hard on this and time y'all put into it, and I think we need to go with y'all's recommendation.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So I'll make that motion that we approve.
All right. Is there anybody that's calling in that has anything to ask or contribute?
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm good too.
Okay. Well, we've got a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, and so I guess I maybe did this backwards, but to consider the proposal, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? And so we will.
Mayor, I make a motion that we reconsider the Tim Crump.
All right, thank you. I did that backwards.
Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Yeah.
Right.
Second.
Okay. All right. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Awesome. Thank y'all. You will see that next on our agenda is to request permission to hire a shelter attendant. We have one that has already applied, and you will see the memo there, and that is Anthony Wheeler, who has been performing that task previously, is familiar with the shelter and with what needs to be done. Braxton has already talked to him, and so we are putting that before you as a recommendation to hire a kennel attendant. Janice, do you have any input? I know that you know this young man.
Yeah, he is a good worker. He's got a good attitude, and I recommend that we hire him.
All right.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Our goal will be to find an animal control officer in the coming days, and we will keep everyone posted on that. For the time being, as I said, Oxford Police Department will continue to offer animal control services. We will now have a full-time kennel attendant that will be there to care for the animals, and we will keep pushing forward. So I thank you all very much. And I would ask you to consider an executive session, although I don't believe we have any executive session issues. Okay.
We don't need them.
Is executive session on this special?
It is.
agenda?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's
Okay, well, we will consider an executive session. Do
Move
I
to
have a
consider
motion?
executive session.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, the board will now consider an executive